Let's get cracking.
Welcome back, everybody, to the second series of the day. We got Power Rangers facing up against Team Empire. And this is sure to be a fun affair, man. Like, anytime you get some of the CIS teams facing up against each other, it is always a blast. And it's also a personal favorite of mine. Team Empire as well as Power Rangers, man. Both these guys, I love both of their teams, man. Team Empire as a frontline Tier 1 team, really pushing the fold. They've just been looking fantastic in the last 3 months or so, doing a ton of work. While Power Rangers, a very, very solid Tier 2 team that has provided us upsets in the past. And they've certainly had their fair share of games up against Team Empire. So definitely well experienced in both categories. And let's get into the draft, guys. And I can welcome in my co-caster. It looks like he's finally there on Skype. That's right. I have a co-caster this time around. Sneyking is going to be joining me on the microphone.
Hello. Yeah, sorry about that. Had to go take care of something.
No worries,
but
man.
I'm here.
Awesome. I'm glad to have you here, man, because I cast the first, like, there are so many games going on right now that pro players are just stretched so thin. I know I don't get to have you very long because later on, this is the thing that really sucks when Toby and I are both casting and casting different tournaments. The co-casters that we want to have on, neither one of us have access to them because they're always playing in the other person's game. So, for example, I can't keep you for too long because later on you've got ESL, the U.S. qualifier. You guys have a very important match versus Evil Geniuses.
Yeah, and that's the semifinal tournament, and that best of three is very important to us because this is our first LAN qualifier, and if we win, we'll be able to go Germany if we beat Liquid after that as well. So
yeah, well, if you beat Evil Geniuses, let's be real. If you beat Evil Geniuses, I think you're expected to move on. Like, if you guys, because like Evil Geniuses is the big threat right now. I know Liquid's definitely been making a lot of improvements. I've been hearing about it, but they're just still not on par with Evil Geniuses anyway. If you guys can take down those guys, you guys will probably be the favorite to move on to Frankfurt. And I'd be happy to see you there, man.
Yep, I'm excited. But let's talk about a little bit about this game now, because Empire, I mean, they got their comfort zone hero for Silent Mirana. I think Silent probably has one of the highest Mirana games played in the competitive scene, and by no means, that should be very well respected, because Silent's Mirana is very deadly, especially in combination of like Venskar's Bane or Shadow Demon. Those setups, dual lanes, almost guarantees himself always a win in the laning phase.
Yeah, they are so good. It's what Team Empire is really, for me, best at, is that I don't really like seeing Team Empire going into late game too much. I really love Silent playing aggressive carries like this, and Mirana just seems to fit his playstyle so well. And like you said, they're so practiced in it that he is pretty much always spot on with those arrows. However, Power Rangers are going to combo that, though. They're going to be able to fight that with an Ember Spirit as well as a Shadow Shaman here. So picking up the Ember Spirit, no surprise there. What do you think about the Shadow Shaman, though? Because there's oftentimes many other supports that would be picked up in this situation.
Shadow Shaman is sort of a situational pick. It's generally when you want to have a little bit pushing capability on your support, meaning you want to combo it up with another pusher. And I say Power Ranger definitely doesn't want to be in the back feet at the start. They want to get those early tier 1 towers and try to get Ember Spirit's fast battle Fury sort of snowball for that, so that they have a decent mid game. Because Ember Spirit early game did get nerfed, so he needs extra momentum to be able to go into the mid game. And Empire, like I said, they pick up the Bane right here, and this still enables them to defensive or aggressive. It doesn't show your hand too much, and it's just a great first 2 pick and very Empire-like.
Yeah, I normally you would expect, I guess, the Shadow Demon here, but I suppose the Bane is a much better hero going up against the Ember Spirit. You've got better disables to face up against that really mobile hero. So either way, that's going to be a great start up for them. Earlier, we did see the typical bans. We had Lycan Batrider as well as the Centaur Invoker. It's pretty much standard that we just have the Ember Spirit left open into the pool. Sneyking, though, with the Ember Spirit pickup here, do you prefer, especially with the recent nerf to him, do you prefer to see him in the 1 role or be run in middle and transition into a pretty decent semi-carry going into the late game?
In my opinion, I think he should be played as a 1 role, because his laning phase got severely nerfed, and it's not as what it used to be. And he's too squishy in the laning phase because of his very low armor and low early health pool. So it's very easy to just be right click to death by any range in heroes, I guess, and plus a couple nukers. And if you decide to not max your flame guard over your sleight of fist and your Q, you're gonna be having a pretty rough time in the mid game, trying to mobilize around the map and try to get kills.
Well, we're going to see the Nyx Assassin as well as the Viper being banned out. Right now, Team Empire, they've picked up Bane Mirana. It feels like both lineups are really left open. Power Rangers seems like, especially like that Shadow Shaman pick, you said it, it's a little bit more situational. What heroes do you really want to see comboed up with that Shadow Shaman? If we're looking for an early lead with a push lineup, do we go for a jungler here? Do we grab a Chen or Enchantress to try and get some of that really early push pre-level 6? Do we grab like a Luna, a carry who is able to push down towers really early?
I think it's a little bit too early to tell because Empire hasn't shown whether they want aggressive or defensive yet, and Shadow Shaman itself is not the best early tri-laner because of the nature of how the hero requires a lot of levels to be effective and the fact that it's very squishy. And right now, Emperor Spirit can be in the tri-lane as well. So Power Rangers is probably going to play reactionary to Empire and see what I don't think they decided what their lanes want to be yet. And Empire, and this Power Ranger pick, it's probably gonna be some generic pick that can fit in multiple roles, or maybe they just pick up Scandal's here right here, but they're gonna pick up Chen.
Okay, so they get themselves a little early pushing power. Empire immediately respond with the Dazzle pickup. So instead of going for like a little bit heavier nuker, we're still gonna stay with the Dazzle, who has just been sort of a standard pickup for many teams, but especially the CIS scene has really been clutching to that Dazzle no matter what. This means that they are going to be, well, I suppose with the Mirana, it doesn't mean they are going to be lacking in lane control at all. They've got that Mirana-Bane combo, so no matter what, they've definitely got a lot of control of their lanes here. Offlaner still needs to be found here for Power Rangers, but there is a number of them already being banned away. We have the Batrider Centaur, now the Nyx Assassin, as well as the Clockwork. What's really left here? Power Rangers, they pick up the Puck. This could be an offlane Puck, but I'm sure it's got to be middle, right? I don't think you can really make an offlane Puck work up against a Bane.
Yeah, it's almost a guaranteed disaster if you try to put a Puck versus a Bane Mirana dual lane. Like after any sleep into arrow, it's guaranteed death. So I expect the Puck to be middle and just a classic short lane Ember Spirit with Shadow Shaman and Chen. So they're banking on the fact that this defensive tri-lane is going to be able to get their levels safely and be able to push once everyone hits their prime levels. But there is an issue with that. Like Empire knows what they want to do, and they pick up Clinks.
Okay, so Clinks here. Now, okay, so we have many different options here for Team Empire. They could be running just still a defensive tri-lane, run Clinks in the mid. This could also be maybe dual lanes coming out, Bane with the Mirana, Dazzle matched up with another carry. Clinks could be there, or potentially he could be mid. What do you think our most likely scenario the laning phase is for Team Empire right now?
I can't really exactly tell you where the lanes are going to happen, but I think tri-lane with a mid Clinks is probably the most probable thing that will be happening. But the hero roles that Empire plays are very rigid, and Resolution's definitely going to be playing the Clinks, Silent on the Mirana, and Venscore on the Bane, and then Always Want to Fly on the Dazzle. So they're missing a mag hero right now, and Axe is banned out. Yeah, Axe has been a very common hero for mag, and perhaps he really needs to find a hero because all of his heroes like Nyx, Bat, Clockwork, Axe are all banned, sort of respect bans coming out from Power Rangers. So I'm trying to see what hero can fit mag, and then that'll be able to tell us a lot more what they want to do in the laning phase.
Yeah, it's always hard when you like, especially the off lane, when you get like most of the traditional off laners banned, and then you're like, I need a hero list because I'm like, what's really left for you to grab this late into the game? And it's going to be even worse because Power Rangers still need an off laner hero as well. If they're going to be running Puck in a defensive tri lane, they still need their off lane hero. and that's just going to take away one more option for Team Empire. So they both ban away offlaners. Elder Titan was taken out by Team Empire. Lich is going to be seen here for Power Rangers. So the recently buffed up Lich, yeah, there's no way they can make a Shadow Shaman core work here. So I guess that's got to be an offlane Lich.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that's going to fare against a dual lane. I presume that's going to be Mirana Bane, or perhaps I can throw that in the bottom lane as well. But it's too many possibilities. So let's not suspect what will happen, and let's see what Mag will pick here. And his time is running low. He's only about 10 seconds left now.
I felt like the drafting phase was moving so slow, and it was because they spend so much time on their bans. They actually spend a good amount of their bonus time on that second banning phase. Doom is going to be the last pick here, so it looks like we're going to be seeing Mag just run into the jungle, maybe try out the offlane a little bit, but between the Shadow Shaman single target and the potential Chen roaming in as well, I think it's probably going to be too dangerous for him most of the time. He may try it like early on, but once he gets to like level 2 or 3, he's probably going to be kicked into the jungle.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think what would be the best lanes coming out from Empire, because it's quite obvious what Power Rangers are trying to do, and Empire is the ones trying to play reactionary. And I'm personally thinking that they can also just dual lane mid with the Bane Mirana, because the puck, there's nothing the puck can do. Once he's a slep, it's a guaranteed frag, and the laning phase is going to be completely horrendous for the puck as well. Actually, Scandal just swapped, so it might be a Shadow Shaman mid support. It's a Shadow Shaman mid. It's a core Shadow Shaman like you spoke of, and then offlane puck. So this is quite questionable in my opinion. A Dazzle by himself can basically zone out the puck with no issue, with how strong Dazzle is. So I can't. In my opinion, how I would lane this, I would just throw Mag in the off lane, dual lane mid with Mirana and Bane, and then just put the Clinks Dazzle bottom. The Clinks will completely freeform bottom while the Dazzle zones out the puck. So that's my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
I think you're right on the money, man. Like with that swap, it just means like no matter where Puck was going to go, he was going to have a hard time. But I think your idea of running the Bane and the Mirana in the middle lane is pretty damn smart, because then you're basically ensuring that you win 2 lanes. No matter what is run middle lane, they're going to win that. It's pretty much any sort of sleep combo. They don't really have the best dual lanes in the world. Like Power Rangers can't really go dual lanes themselves, because if they run like Lich in the middle lane, then they're leaving Moon open to 1v1 versus a Doom, in which case Mag is going to win his lane. Not like pushing out Moon by any means, but he'll be able to get in like a good amount of CS, a good amount of free farm, and that's not what you want to see happen to Mag. So if they try and give middle help, they're leaving the off lane very, very open for Mag to press the issue and get in full experience in some CS. And the bottom lane, you're right. Like, no matter what they run, that lane is definitely lost for whoever runs there, because Dazzle is a great harasser, so he's going to be able to push whoever runs into that lane completely out. So I think you're right on the money, man. Looks like Empire have definitely, or at least should, win the laning phase. But going into the mid game here, Power Rangers, they've got a lot of power here, between the Puck as well as the Ember Spirit coming online pretty early. If FNG can farm up a quick mech, and Scandal gets some at least some experience. Like, he may have a hard time, but if he just gets to his ultimate, they've got some good pushing power and some good fight. Do you think it's going to be enough to contest Team Empire, especially since it looks like Team Empire is going to win their lanes?
And right now, Empire's still going to win their lanes with their current setup.
Mm-hmm.
This Bane Mirana is going to be a complete disaster, because Lich can't. Oh, actually, they're throwing the trialing bottom, expecting dueling. So that's pretty smart. But this Puck is still going to have the worst time of his life, because he is up against the Bane Mirana, like I spoke of earlier. And then Chen is going to have to rotate a lot, because this Clinks versus Shadow Shaman matchup is pretty rough for the Shadow Shaman. The Shadow Shaman will be pretty much right-clicked by Searing Arrows, and because the fact that he has only 1 armor, each hit will be he'll be tanking like 70 damage, and he can't tank many hits off of that. For the bottom lane, a couple of wards have been thrown down, and there is no sentry on Brandscore, but that's no worries. He's running a dual lane, but Empire seeing this, the fact that the Lich responded, they're responding correctly with sending the tri-lane bottom to try to force the Ember Spirit to move around top, and then they just keep rotating around heroes to bother them. And right now, I think Empire had definitely has the upper hand laning phase, and then with always want to fly getting the haste in bottom, we might be able to see an early frag coming out in the bottom lane.
Yeah, simple nightmare into an arrow is really all it's going to take in order for them. Now, they are going to be able to bring this lane back. Moon's actually doing a really good job blocking. Oh, and as I say that, he misses it. J4 is going to help him out, but thanks to the Lich, they will be able to bring this lane pretty far back, and that's going to help. But you're right, this dual lane is going to be in constant pressure, and with Ember Spirit not getting like a whole lot of free farm, I'm struggling to see how they're going to be able to do well going into the mid game. Always one flag comes in. Yep, there goes the sleep. Follow up. Yeah, nice. Taking away that sleep, and the arrow will still land on J4. They're going to go on him immediately. They're inside the tower, and maybe Always Wanna Fly will trade. First blood. No, J4 is actually going to be able to get away, and now Vanscore cops a good amount of damage. He will stay alive because Moon couldn't finish him off, but surprisingly enough, I really thought they had that Lich kill, but not quite enough damage. Part of it was because Vanscore chose to go for Shadow Wave. So instead of going for that Poison Touch, slowing him down and getting in that little bit of extra damage that they needed, he went for Shadow Wave, which did help him stay alive, but lost them that first blood gold.
Yeah, I think the Shadow Wave was a good choice because they were tanking damage from the tower. And the fact that the Bane had the haste and decided to run away while I have 400 health to finish off, just one hit from on the Lich. I think the mistake was on the Bane, but that's just my opinion. And the Sentry is dewarded now, so they will have the 2-minute pull. And then the other lanes are pretty even thus far, but as the level of progress, they'll be both skewed towards the Empire's favor. So we really need to watch out for this Chen, because he realizes he needs to do something, and he's going to be doing something.
Yeah, he actually didn't buy an early smoke. So that for me is pretty questionable. Because you know he's going to need some early rotations, and if there is the vision at the right places, for example, Mag is protected by a pretty good defensive ward. There, he's going to be able to see any sort of rotations. He might just be like mid is unlikely you catch him out without a smoke, so he's probably going to need to fly that to him fairly early here. But at the same time, the mid, obviously, Shadow Shaman Scandal is going to be bottle crowing as much as possible. So maybe not the greatest start for our Chen in the world. Bottom lane, Moon still able to pick up this full amount of experience as the lane is kept back far enough that he's able to sit by his tower. But once it starts pushing forward from the pull from Empire, because they countered that ward, like you said, now they've gained themselves a significant advantage. Power Rangers cannot push past, really, like, this line is all it takes.
Yeah, right now, they can't even try to soak in experience from the pull, like you mentioned, and this is just going to be starting to become an issue. As long as Empire start to pick up a couple levels, they're just going to be able to run over PR in this bottom lane. They need to rotate the Ember Spirit to somewhere where you can get levels and farm. Like, the Puck needs to just try his best and come bottom lane, perhaps have a Chen creep sitting behind him so he can remove the sleep. But that's the only thing they can really do, because if they sack this Ember Spirit for any time longer, they're going to have some huge issues going into mid-late game, especially when the Empire is a Doombringer and a Clinks, who's naturally going to have a Doom and an Orchid.
And you can see the problem right now with FNG. He was actually trying to gank, and he was sitting with his hero here and the Centaur here. And Mag just runs over and devours the creep real quickly. He's like, oh, you brought me free farm. Thank you. I didn't really want to run around the jungle too much anyway. I'll just eat your Centaur. Run away. Mag in some trouble here. He's going to get that Scorched Earth. That should be enough regen. He's got the movement speed. He's got the regen. Cheshire Cat just could not quite get that last hit. So Doom still fine. Still going to be doing all right in his lane. He's running low on regen for now, but Cheshire Cat can't really. He's gonna. I think really your best advantage is gonna be like at level 5. I think for the Puck, right? Like trying to maybe push and try and get that kill with your higher level nukes, because once you got the bottom lane, they got the sleep, they got the arrow. Now they're diving in for J4 as well. Tier 2, no, they can't dive in that far. Vanscore is there to heal him up, but it'd just be a little too ballsy. So pick up that first blood finally on the Ember Spirit and get themselves a little bit more control.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. It's very easy for Empire to frag them in this bottom lane, and this Ember Spirit decides to TP back bottom, but there's not much he can do. Like, this tower is pretty much going to go down regardless. I feel like he should just port it top and just make the best out of it, trying to start playing the catch-up game. But right now, he's not even able to start playing the catch-up. Once this tower falls, which it will sooner or later, unless PR freezes the lane bottom of the Lich, which means they're committing 2 heroes, they're not going to catch up at all. And if you commit 2 heroes bottom, Empire, knowing them, they're just going to run towards your mid and top lane and just 5-man it. And while you're not able to rotate, you're going to be losing heroes and towers at that lane.
Doom is now up for Mag, so we'll definitely have to keep our eye on that top lane and see if Mag wants to try and get a kill. Of course, it's going to take a little bit of mispositioning from Cheshire Cat. I don't think Mag can just Doom and run at him. That's probably not going to be the answer. So Puck is going to have to either be a little bit low or out of position. But either way, a lot of danger in that top lane. Right now, the middle lane is just continues to be a farm fest where Resolution and Scandal are just trading off and farm. 27-7 though on Scandal. He's done a great job, I think, keeping up his CS as much as possible. And it looks like they're going to go for an early push here. Chen is joining him, and they're going to throw down some wards, see if they can take this tier 1 tower nice and early.
Yeah, this is a very much needed early push because as long as Empire gets their prime levels, they're never going to be able to push into them. So they have to push in now. And the Bane is middle, but he's just pretty much trying to slow down this push, but it's not gonna work. There's nothing they can do. But
more teleports. They're gonna be coming into the ward. Scandal. He's giving away his life in exchange for getting this tier 1 tower, but it's denied by Vanscore. Not a great start for Power Rangers. Like you said, they really need to commit to that top lane. Mag is gonna fall as he was coiled up and taken down by the rotation of Moon. I like the fact that Ember Spirit is no longer in that bottom lane. I agree with you entirely. I think maybe it's time for the Puck to move out of this lane. He picks up an early set of phase boots. Arrow, bottom lane, doesn't land on J4, so he's going to be fine. But what do you think about phase boots here on this Puck?
I'm not a big fan because of the fact that Empire's heroes are very nuke heavy, and the fact that you only have 600 health on Puck makes you very fragile. I personally would like to see him go for a little bit, go for the classic treads, and maybe just go naked boots into Blink Dagger, because this team really needs initiation right now. Excuse me, and he's the only one who can give it to them.
Right, without that jump in Dream Coil, they'll never have a chance at Chen being able to get close enough with his creeps to do work, or to have like a good Chain Frost to come in and do more than just like one bounce. They're going to need that kind of jump in. So I think you're absolutely right. A faster Blink Dagger would be my idea of the best build for Cheshire Cat. But we'll see how he makes it work. Right now he's got phase boots, so that is a significant laning advantage. And maybe that will help going up against the Mirana. We do have a rotation in from the smoke. We do have that coil going down on Silent. He's going to get blown up here. A lot of Silence going down. He leaps away, but he's going to cop that last hit. And that means the rotation here from Empire. They were smoked up and trying to go behind. Now they're going to get hit here by FNG and Scandal. Immediately the Doom goes out. Scandal could not get the Hex in time. However, he's going to be sent back into base. Going to be fine. And it looks like FNG has some support. He's got the rest of the team coming in. Mag is actually going to be in some trouble. Resolution coming in from the side. He's going to try and pop this support real quickly. Mag is going to be able to get away. Now going in for the second support. J4, does he have enough health to be able to live? Barely. Lives through that last searing arrow of Resolution. Now Vanscore is going to get caught. Silent goes out. Can he get the Shellgrave off? The orb comes in. Extra bit of damage is going to be enough. Cheshire Cat, he's doing a lot of work right now. Good body blocking by the Chen, but it's not quite enough. Always want to fly. Scandal's trying to get close enough for that Hex. We'll be able to do a little bit extra. Resolution comes in. The ward's being dropped there. Trying to commit it, but they're not going to be able to get a kill, and that's a significant loss. You said it earlier. They need to use this pushing lineup to give them an early gold lead, an early tower control. But so every single ward that you drop that you don't get something out of is a big loss there for Power Rangers. Like, Roshan is also another big option for them as well. They can take Roshan with wards and just an extra tank maybe from the Chen. But now with another 90 seconds, that's another 90 seconds that Power Rangers lose in order to get an advantage.
Yeah, and it was sort of unfortunate. As Empire was smoked around, PR was trying to pull a fast one and go to Roshan with the Chen, and Shadow Shaman, but they just got Pierre just got caught off guard. Like the Shadow Shaman couldn't even drop any abilities before he was doomed, and right now they're making a rotation before the Rust awards are up onto this Doom, and I think it'll be a pretty easy frag if the Doom stays, but he's not. And the Doom himself is going for Mechanism. They realize they're going to need this teamfight oriented style itemizations against PR because they're looking to fight right now, and they don't necessarily have the best upper hand, but with the Mechanism, they definitely can easily overcome PR in these team fights.
Yeah, I struggle to see how they're ever going to be able to kill the Doom Vanscore. Taking a bit of damage here. Immediately throws down. He's going to be netted up. Oh, the Dream Coil comes in. Stops that teleport. And he does fall. That should have been a simple little just run into his Tier 1 tower. But he got scared and tried to do the Shalgrave TP combo. And gets caught out because of it. 4 heroes are rotating bottom lane. They know they can't stop this Tier 1 tower push, so instead they're going to try and make a trade of it.
Yeah, and Empire is pushing much faster with this Clinks. And the fact that Scandal still doesn't have wards, which, okay, now he's just up. But he's not going to throw it down. There's no reason to throw it down on this tower that's almost already guaranteed to die. Ooh, Empire's porting in.
Yeah, they might need to throw down some wards now, though. Always want to fly. There goes that Tier 1 tower, so the advantage is lost for Empire. There goes the Fiend's Grip as well, but Cheshire Cat's going to be fine. The mini stun comes in. Always want to fly. Will get bursted down. Now the Doom from Mag, but he's in kind of a bad position. He's a big tanky hero, though. Will be able to soak up a large share of damage and jump away, and that Doom will not be able to kill Cheshire Cat. So a little bit of a failed rotation there from Empire. Maybe they just didn't have enough teleports in for that Tier 1 or something, because they lost the tower, and once the tower was down, it was like it was just kind of like everybody who was stranded behind it. So 3-5, 11.5 minutes in, we've got about a 750 gold lead and around 1,300 experience lead for Power Rangers. So pretty back and forth, but PR really need to continue this aggression. Looks like they're going to be going for Roshan. Yep, tank it up with the Chen creeps and let the wards do their work. And
Empire should expect this, and it does seem like they're rotating the supports to scout or maybe just to ward, but no, they definitely know. Like, the supports are pinging it out and trying to run in, but they're scared. And it's going to be too late by the time their carries, of course, get it to here.
Yeah, the the just level 1 wards do so much physical damage. They're going to see a little bit here, but they're going to see it's below 1,000 health. They're going to go in Moonlight Shadow. Can they actually seal this? Always Want to Fly. He Rambos in. Shadow Shaman able to grab the Aegis, and that means Always Want to Fly probably going to lose his life here. Resolution now caught by the Dream Coil. Tries to eat one of the Chen creeps to help him survive. Will be able to get away thanks to the Shallow Grave. Burned Aegis goes down for the Shadow Shaman. Doesn't look like they're going to get anything else here. Cheshire Cat does not have a Dream Coil. They can slow down Mag a little bit, but in the end, I don't think they really have the disable. Cheshire Cat tried to go for a body block there, it looks like, but his phase boots were still active. And sure enough, able to get away. So a decent win there for Power Rangers. They might not have kept the Aegis advantage, but honestly, taking Roshan is a huge boost of experience for them.
Yeah, and that was a very much needed win, because that was a 4 versus 5, and during all of that, Moon is just farming happily in top lane, starting to play the catch-up game that he really needs. Ooh, silent is got, but there is no Dream Coil. Unfortunate.
Good little leap away. Power Rangers continue this push advantage. They know they've got, like, they drafted towards a lot of early pushing power, but another thing that's really going to suck is that Chen is, like, going to be a useless hero really soon. Like, he's just going to be a heal because he can't keep his creeps. He's dealing with Devour as well as Death Pact from Clinks. Death Pact especially takes a big advantage because those creeps are actually tankier than normal. So he's actually getting a ton of extra health from that. So that's a really big issue for them. So they need to continue to use this Chen to try and push the advantage as much as possible right now. And that's exactly what they're doing with this Tier 2. Nice deny from Always Want to Fly, but 3-man Coil goes down. Shalgrave going out on Always Want to Fly. He will be able to get off his sap. Silent tanks the Chain Frost, but will be able to live through it. And Always Want to Fly, the only hero to lose his life there off of that 3-man coil. It feels like they just don't really have any follow-up after that. They have the nukes to kill some support heroes, but until Moon really gets his full amount of farm, they don't really have any good sustained damage.
Yeah, and on paper and overall, it seems like Power Rangers are winning this game by quite convincingly taking these towers. But the fact is, they have a very early game oriented lineup with this heavy pushing and early Roshan lined up for them in their game plan. But the fact that once Empire gets their BKB on their Doom, Miranda, and Clinks on these core heroes, they're going to be having a lot of issues because all PR has is right now is magic damage, and Ember Spirit is nowhere close to his Battle Furies, and I don't see them getting one soon before the 20-minute period. And that's when Empire is looking to fight. Once they get their early survivability items, they're just going to look to keep fighting you, and you won't be able to keep up with Empire.
They don't have the Orchid yet for Moon, but he's going to be held up by the Fiend's Grip. He gets close enough before Moon can jump away, and a quick, easy kill for Resolution. And Clinks is one of the best heroes to go up against an Ember Spirit. He's got that direct physical damage that is really hard for an Ember Spirit to deal with, but on top of that, he's going to be a natural Orchid pickup hero. So that is going to be up here really soon, actually, in just another 200 gold. So a camp or two, he's going to be able to have that one. And like you said, looks like they're just going to be forcing fights left and right, especially once that BKB is up for Mag. How are they ever going to kill that Doom? Silent. Oh, the Dream Coil misses on Cheshire Cat. He got really greedy with that one and tried to, like, lock in Silent as close to the tower as possible. We have the rotation coming in, but invisible heroes, Moonlight Shadow, are going to leave with the Starlight. There it goes, killing the Chen instantly, making sure he doesn't get off that heal. Mag's going to be held up, but he's damn tanky. He's got Scorched Earth already going off. He's getting a good amount of regen there, and the pause from Power Rangers as Moon apparently lagging out. He's on his way in. But and he's got 3 different remnants, but I just don't see them getting close enough, especially since that coil was wasted. Maybe if they had a coil, they could hold Mag in long enough to be able to get Shadow Shaman close enough for his single target, and then then Moon comes in with his direct damage. But if anything, I feel like this is going to be potentially an Empire turnaround, or they just run away and let Clinks take the top tier too.
Yeah, both teams are just going to retreat, and Clinks is just beating on the top tower. So the puck has 2 TP. But right now, Moon is out of position. What is he doing?
He is really far out there. Manages to dodge the arrow and grab the regen. All right. Moon was super, super out of position, like you said. Like, if he gets hit by an arrow, gets hit by a sleep into the arrow, he's dead. But somehow managed to juke it all, grab the regen, and still get out. That was some damn ballsy play from him. What do you think the build is going to be for an Ember Spirit? You were talking about the BKB earlier. Normally we see Ember Spirits, they want to build into a decent amount of stats until they're forced into BKB. Looks like he's going to be going Drum, but what do you think his item is after that?
I'm not sure what his typical item build is, but if I were to play the Ember Spirit, I would definitely be getting the Battle Fury. I would not finish this Drum, because the fact that if you don't have a Battle Fury on Ember Spirit, hold on to that thought, though. Mid lane.
Oh, Cheshire Cat already Orchided up. He's going to be taken down. The Chen heal comes in, but it's not quite enough. You will tick out from the Orchid. Resolution picks up that kill, and the rest of Power Rangers will retreat.
Yeah, it's just an overextension, and then the Puck got caught off guard with the Orchid. So now PR knows that their Orchid is online. Both Puck and Ember Spirit, and actually any heroes on PR, just needs to be more careful.
I like the early gem pickup, though, by Scandal. They need to do a lot of 5-manning and hopefully pick off. It's funny. He's actually right next to Resolution right now. He just has the gem in his stash. But they just kind of need to like stay grouped up, and maybe they can catch out Resolution a few times with that gem advantage.
Yeah, and this bottom tower is guaranteed to fall, but right now, Clinks is spotted out, but he's going to be able to walk away.
Yeah, no disables coming out from that Lich. We did also have the tower going down in bottom. Vanscore is going to get caught. Looks like he will go down. He's going to try and teleport. Do they have? They have Chain Frost if they wanted to stop that one, actually. Looks like, what stopped the teleport?
Troll.
Oh, Troll Net. I didn't even see the Troll. I saw the two other creeps. Good call. Good call there from the Chen, stopping that teleport. Another free kill for Power Rangers, but it's not really stopping Empire, who are building more and more of a gold lead as time goes on.
Yeah, right now Empire is just all over the map, and they're just straining PR. And right now PR can't push because of the fact that all these lanes are being pushed in and being pressured. And Mirana and Bane top lane, easy frag, looks like.
Yeah, simple. I mean, they have the Chen creeps in the way. He doesn't even know it, but somehow his creeps were being his bodyguards, protecting him from any sort of attempt at an arrow. Still going to go for the Fiend's Grip. Silent, not going for the arrow, though. He feels like they're in too much danger. Now the mech goes off, sleep onto the Ember Spirit, and will be able to get out of that one. That one seemed like it was going to be disaster, at the very least, for the Bane, but both of them managed to get out with their necks intact. We do have, okay, so we're going to see a Yule Scepter here for Cheshire Cat. That's going to be his defense mechanism to deal with the Orchid, which Resolution right now is trying to put on Cheshire Cat if he can just get the positioning right.
Yeah, and with the Doom movement right there, he realized that the Clinks was onto him, so he quickly blinked and orbed out. Good call, and kept him alive. But right now, like I said, there's Empire just pressuring the crap out of PR, and the PR can't react. They don't have heroes to initiate on these people.
Mm-hmm. They seem to be having an issue with all the movement from Team Empire. Like, I like the idea of like Power Rangers grouping up, but they don't seem to really be trying to get on the offensive. They seem to be playing this pretty passively. Do you think they should be looking for fights up against Team Empire, 5 versus 5 fights? It seems risky, but it also seems a little bit better than getting picked off routinely by the Doom or by the Orchid Clinks.
In my opinion, what they should really do, just get whatever picks they can and just... Oh, hold on to the thought. Top lane.
Always want to fly. He's going to be hexed up. He should be taken down real quickly. They're going to throw down an arrow. Shadow Wave comes out just in time, and the Shallow Grave will make sure that Always Want to Fly gets out just in time. Moon, he didn't want to actually commit any of that remnant damage. He had thrown down double remnants, and they could have blown up the Bane in time, but I think they figured they had enough crowd control to be able to hold him in place long enough to kill him.
Yeah, I mean, he had the Sleight of Fist. He didn't even use a single Sleight of Fist, in fact.
Yeah.
He had that killed, secured, if he just had used it, but I guess he thought he had it without it. But right now, 1-for-1 tower trade, and this is going to be in Empire's favor, because right now, look at the heroes. 1 BKB already online, 2nd BKB on Clinks is going to be online in about 600 gold. Miranda decides to go a bit greedy and get the BKB later, but the 2 BKBs are going to be enough. Oh.
And Chain's not able to land. Moon couldn't quite get the Sleight of Fist combo off. But even then, he's got backup. They're going to try and go on silent once again here, but he doesn't know that there's 2 supports sitting on the side. Now they're going to turn, instantly going for Scandal. This is smart. The Fiend's Grip from Always Want to Fly. That great positioning ensures the kill, but now they followed it up with the sleep. Can they get more here? Silent doesn't have an arrow. They finish off the Chen. Now going to go for Moon as well, who is orchided up. Does he have any remnants? He has remnants. If he could just get to the side, jumps away to them. Now needs to throw another one, but Resolution got that last auto attack off in time. A mega kill streak for Resolution. 9-8, 21.5 minutes in. And really, what is Power Rangers pulling from the map? They've got a Puck and a Lich in different sides, but they're not really farming up during this whole entire action.
That was some superb positioning from Always Want to Fly. That Fiend's Grip, like, I didn't even see where it was coming from the spectator point of view. And PR, I don't think they expected the Bane to be right there either. I mean, that just caught PR off guard and costing him 3 lives. And these 3 lives are going to be very crucial because Chen just lost all his creeps. He's going to need time to recover. And this tower push, like, it's going to be very hard to defend without Chen creeps because no Tornado, no Satyr Blasts or any sort of jazz like that. And Dazzle's just going to keep this beefed up, keep their side beefed up and just fight them.
Yeah, and if he only brings like 1 or 2 creeps, those are going to be gobbled up real quickly by Empire. Mag going to pop his BKB, moves forward, trying to kill FNG real quickly. Meanwhile, the Doom is put on Cheshire Cat. Teleport away, FNG not going to make it though. And Doom is popped just to ensure the tier 2 tower and also kill the Chen. Just that big tanky Doom. There's nothing really Power Rangers can do about him. He's... They have no like physical damage whatsoever, and the little that they do have is coming from Ember Spirit, who isn't really good at direct physical damage most of the time. He's better at being able to spread that damage across the map. And so this Doom, big old tanky Doom with Magic Immunity and the regen from Scorched Earth, is pretty much never going to die in these team fights unless he's left alone. Yeah,
and right now, PR is just too far behind in terms of net worth. If we take a look at the net worth chart, which we should have a while ago, like it's pretty obvious that Empire scores are out farming PR scores quite evidently.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure what they can really do to get back in this game right now because Empire's in the driving seat position now. Like PR lost their chance to push, and Arrow, very close.
Cheshire Cat barely managed to dodge it at the same time. They're going to find Resolution in the back. Buddy pops his BKB, and now turning on these squishy heroes. J4 is going to go down. He gets the Chain Frost off in time, but it's only going to do a limited amount of damage as they start fading away into that invisibility. Scandal turns around to see if they can pop Silent real quickly. Maybe. No, the Shallow Grave. Keeps Silent alive for the time being. Can he actually leap away in time? He throws down an arrow. He's just trying to do as much damage as he can. He will live. Empire, they keep every single hero alive while killing 4 of Power Rangers. In the end, the Puck is the only hero able to get away from that team fight. But Empire, it seems like nothing is going to stop them. They're just going to be able to push into a tier 2, take the last of these towers, get even more of a gold advantage. They already sit in about a 10K lead right now. And that's only going to grow worse as they start taking more map control and, hell, even taking Roshan away from Power Rangers.
Yeah, and this Roshan is going to be pretty much uncontested. They're going to be doing it too fast, and there's something the Puck can do. And it looks like Mag wants a free frag with the Doom.
Dude,
is he going to go for it?
He's going to try it out here, chasing down Cheshire Cat, who ducks into the side jungle here. At the very least, this may ensure Mag goes down as well. Cheshire Cat is definitely caught in the trap, but the rest of his team is coming in. But now Empire's joining Mag. They finish up Roshan. They're going to catch out Scandal with a nice arrow, and the rest of Power Rangers trying to back away. Immediately, Orchid. There goes the Yules from Puck. Maybe he can teleport away in time. Pops the phase shift. Moon forced back once again by that direct firepower of Resolution. Just trying to poke at Empire as much as possible. Maybe they'll find Silent here. Silent leaps away. Always want to fly. Also blinking in, sleeping up. Trading off the sleep as much as they can. Silent looks like he may go down. Shellgrave once again, and Cheshire Cat will fall to the firepower of Resolution. Moon comes in, tries to do all 3 remnants just to finish off Silent. While he may be successful, now he's going to be caught out, but it doesn't even matter. GG was called good 10 seconds ago. So Power Rangers, they tap out. They got a kill on Silent. It's good enough for them, man. It's good enough for them. 1-5, 20-9 at the end of the game. Power Rangers just could not make their really, really early pushing lineup get enough of an advantage to be able to take Empire going into the mid-game.
Yeah, and the fact that Ember Spirit pretty much got sacked for the first 10 minutes of the game didn't help them either. Like, the Ember Spirit needed to be as fast as he possibly can. Like, 2 battle freezes by 20 minutes is what they needed for the physical damage to win this game, because that's when the BKB timing started to pop up. And once, like I said, the Doom and the Resolutions BKB got online, like, PR was helpless. They just got ran at and couldn't help themselves.
All right, well, Sneyking, you going to join me for another game?
Possibly. I'm not sure what's going on with my team.
Well, you can follow my co-caster at Sneyking Dota 2, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, see, I'm all over this Twitter nonsense. So you can follow my co-caster at Sneyking. You can follow me at Dota Capitalist. We'll be right back with Game 2 of Empire versus Power Rangers.